Hello, YouTube friends and family. This is Vanessa, and I'm here today to attempt to give you a more in-depth look at the HP Spectre x360. Full name, HP Spectre x360 16-inch. It's a 2-in-1. It's a 3K. It's touchscreen. Comes with a pen. Has a 13th generation i7 Intel processor, Intel 13700H processor to be exact. It has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage and 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it comes with an Intel Iris Xe graphics. So that's that. Let's move right into this because I've tried over and over to record this video and I keep making it too long or whatever. So I want to start out with my likes and dislikes about this laptop. First of all, my likes. The screen size, the screen actually itself, very clear. Let's first try this. The one finger open does work because this laptop is nice and hefty. It comes with its own little sleeve for storage. So that's a nice thing about it. Comes with its own sleeve. It's not leather. It's a very thick gauge pleather bag or sleeve. And there's a little spot for storage for your pen. So that is very nice. And here is the big monstrous power cord. But this laptop basically is a beast at 4.74 pounds. So that's almost 5 pounds. One of the things I was looking for in a laptop for myself is something thin and light. Why did I pick this up? I wanted to compare it to my Samsung. So this basically is a look at and a comparison to my Samsung and all the reasons why I decided to stick with the Samsung. Okay, so another thing I like about this laptop, the resolution, which is 3072 by 1920, so it's got a great 3K screen resolution. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on so I can show that to you. The speakers are here on this laptop. The speakers are here on each side, and it is 2-in-1, so you can lay it back if you ever had a need to lay it back, or fold it all the way back like a tablet. So it folds like a tablet, but it is too big and hefty to use like a tablet. For me, anyway. Too big and hefty. This is a beast of a laptop. In weight, it's very well made. It feels very sturdy. But when I say a beast, I mean because it is so big, bulky, and heavy, and it has everything that you need. It is a very, very nice laptop. I'd say for someone who doesn't mind a heavy laptop, someone who isn't gonna carry their laptop much, maybe use it as a desktop replacement, but this thing is heavy. What else? The speakers, like I said, it's touchscreen, it comes with a pen, it has a very nice processor, but because it's got such a beefy processor, the 13700H processor, that series, when there's an H after the processor number, that's what denotes whether it's a low end or a high end. My Samsung has a P, so the H is higher. It's more hefty, it's more of a workhorse, it's more for heavy video processing or even gaming. So being that it does have a more hefty processor, it does come with a bigger battery. It has a 6-cell battery, where my Samsung only has a 4-cell battery. And also, because of more processing power, bigger battery, better graphics, I would say. In a way, I'd say better graphics, but I'm going to show you. That's what the screen looks like. It's very bright. It's very clear. This is at 50% brightness. I hope you all can see this good. Maybe I should bring it back. This is at 50% brightness. And I'm going to turn it all the way up for you. And then I'm going to turn on the Samsung so we can compare the two. Oh, but what I was saying, I got off track again. Because of all the processing power and everything that it has, the beefier battery, it does get kind of warm. And you do hear the fans come on. As soon as I turn this laptop on, after not using it, I haven't used it for a week. Not using it, nothing else is running, just the normal process is starting up, the fans immediately came on. Now, after it got settled in, the fans did quiet down, but I never hear the fan on my Samsung. I never hear it. Now, I guess that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it doesn't really get hot, so I guess there's really no need for the fans to kick in, but you'd think if it's getting hot and the fans don't kick in, it might ruin something, but it doesn't really get hot. But then again, I'm not really doing anything too labor intensive. I uploaded a video on my Samsung today. It did get a little warm. I was charging it in the car at the same time that I was uploading a video from my phone over to migrating a video from my phone to the Samsung. So it did get a little bit warm. Let's turn this up. Okay, so that's at 100% brightness. 100% brightness. The screen is just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Let's go to somewhere like just a basic web page. It's very bright. It's very clear. It's a really, really nice screen. The screen is very responsive. Have no problems with that whatsoever. Now, let me show you something I do have a problem with. The finish. I don't know what this finish is, but I'm going to try and hold it close so that you can see. It's only just from my touching it just since I've been on video, because I cleaned it before then. And I have clean hands, a little bit of lotion, and this, can you see that? Just from me rubbing it. What is that? Why does it do that? I don't know if it's happening for you there. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. What? I don't know. I don't like that at all. It's not fingerprints. You know, some people say, oh, I hate my laptop because it's a fingerprint magnet. Just doing like this, you don't really see fingerprints. But it's almost like I have powder on my fingers. I don't. But after rubbing it, you probably can't even see that. After rubbing that, I do have a little white substance on my fingers. So what is that? I don't know. I don't like that about it. It is a very pretty laptop though. And again, like I said, it's very well made. See the hinges there? The little touch of silver on them. I think last year's model had gold. And the little chiseled edges there. There's a USB-C charging port there. What else do we have over there? We've got another USB-C. We've got a micro a micro SD card reader and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on that side. On this side, we've got an HDMI port and a regular USB-A port. And did I say 3.5 millimeter? There is on that little corner is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On this side is the charging port because it charges with this type of plug. So that's the charging port on that side. But I've heard that you can also charge it with this if you have USB, that you can charge it here as well. I have not tried that. I should have done so, but I didn't. Okay, so that's pretty much my likes. The 6-cell battery, the touch screen, speakers. Oh, I need to let you hear these speakers. So let's go to something. Let's go to YouTube and see what I can let you hear here. Oh, along with the speakers that are here on the sides, on each side of the keyboard, the right and left of the keyboard, there are also speakers here. right there. So that's a very nice thing that you can, let's play some Tina Turner. See what the volume is on. I'm just gonna play a snippet of it because I don't want my video to get blocked or anything like that. And that's down low. And then let's go, I'm gonna go back to the beginning, I'm not playing any words and hopefully they won't. Back to the beginning again. That doesn't seem like as loud as I heard it before, but that's weird. Maybe it's that particular video, I don't know. But it was pretty loud when I was listening to something else the other day. I want to play something that here I go making the video too long. Let's try this and see how.
Yes! So crazy right now!
The volume is all the way up on both. So, I'm not getting it to sound as loud as it did the other day. And that's weird for me and I don't understand it.
So crazy right now! Most incredibly!
But anyway, that's that. We're gonna move on so we can talk about now my dislikes. My dislike, the first that I told you about was the finish and why it gets so dusty like that. I don't like that at all. The weight, I already told you that, 4.74, almost 5 pounds. It has integrated graphics, and just from listening to other laptop reviewers, it's better for a laptop to have discrete graphics or like a standalone graphics card versus the integrated graphics card. The Iris Xe graphics that it has is integrated. So, not that it looks bad, but I think it would look better. But then again, with it having another peripheral inside, having its own, what they call discrete graphics, its own graphics card inside, I think that's going to be something else that's going to be power hungry and make it use more battery, cause more heat. So, although I would like it to have that just to give myself the best graphics possible, I think I'm better off with what both of these have is the Intel Iris Xe. I want to open up my Samsung so you can see what that's like. One thing I like about the Samsung is how thin and light it is. Samsung comes in at just 0.06 over 3 pounds. So this is almost 5 pounds. This is just a smidge over 3 pounds. So it's a lot thinner, a lot lighter, and that's exactly what I was looking for. One thing I don't care about with the Samsung is these are the only speakers. These two speakers here on the right and left on the bottom. Right and left here. I'm sorry, I pointed to the wrong thing. Right and left here on the bottom. So if you have it on your lap, it sounds kind of muffled. On a table, it sounds just fine. It also comes with a pen. This though, because I purchased it in January before new laptops came out, it has a 12th generation i7, where this is 13th generation i7. Both have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Oh, I meant to show you that. That as soon as you open the Samsung, it comes on. You don't have to press a power button or anything like that. So it is on. And they both, no, they don't both. The Samsung has a fingerprint reader. HP though has Windows Hello, so it has another camera here. It's got a camera here that you would use if you were going to do like Zoom calls or whatever type of video call or conferencing. And then there's another camera that sees you to turn the laptop on. So Samsung does not come with Windows Hello. Let's see here. What else did I have to tell you? The Samsung has the Intel 1260p processor versus the H series on the HP. And the HP, of course, has the better processor. It says 1260p. And for the 13th generation, it's 1360. So if I had gotten the Samsung Galaxy Book 3, which is mine is the 2. If I'd gotten the Samsung Galaxy Book 3, it would have come with the 1360p processor. And the P is more for like productivity, like doing spreadsheets, and you can do some uploading and editing and rendering of videos. It might get a little warm, but it can handle it. Of course, surfing, watching YouTube, watching movies, things like that. Just normal basic tasks, and it's not slow. Where if you were to get the U series, which is the lowest series, it might take a little bit more effort to do things. It might get a little bit warmer to do those basic things. And it's just a slower speed, a more basic laptop. So that's how the U, the P, and the H go as far as I can explain it to you. One thing about the Samsung, it has a, where is that? A 1920 by 1080 resolution, where this has a 3072 by 1920. So huge difference in numbers. But what I'd like to show you, I'm going to spin them around as soon as I get them started here. Try and start them in the same place. HP took off just a little bit behind. So I'm gonna pause Samsung a bit. Hopefully we got them in the same place now. Okay. Now I'm gonna spin them around. I hope that you can see them both. I'm going to stand up for a second so that I can go get behind the camera to see if you can see what I see. Even though this is a 16-inch laptop, if you can see where the picture starts here, it's only a smidge above. And the bezels are about the same, but it's only a smidgen above. So you're not really losing out on much by having a 15:6. A lot of people don't like the 15:6 aspect ratio. But I think it looks pretty good. I wonder if I can just press it to pause it. What I wanted to do was actually let you hear the difference, but I forgot to turn the volume up on the two. Well, I have them both at about halfway, so that really was a good spot to let you hear the difference in the sound. I think they're both at about halfway. And let's see. I'll just go ahead and turn them up loud. We won't do it for long. And hopefully it won't irritate anybody with it being that loud. I'm try and get them at the same place again. That's HP. Pause that. This seems to have the HP seems to have a deeper, richer sound. I don't know if you can hear that it's any louder, or to me it's just deeper, richer sound. This almost sounds a little bit more hollow, a little bit more tinny, but that's just this video. I don't know if it would sound that same way on others. But to me, the screen, the colors, the details in the birds, I think Samsung wins as far as the details in the birds. Their feathers and that type of thing. Tell me what you think about that. So let's pause that. And we'll go on. And let's see, what else did we have to talk about these? The 4-cell battery. My only dislike with the Samsung, I wish that I had waited a couple of months and gotten the features that are in the Samsung Galaxy Book 3, but the Book 3 is made in this 16 by 10 inch aspect ratio, where this is the 15:6, and I prefer the 15:6 because I was looking for thin, I was looking for light, I was looking for a little bit smaller, but didn't want to go quite as small as a 14 inch. And so, like I said, it's just, this is a beast of a laptop, this HP. See if you can see the difference in the thickness of the two. Maybe that way. I don't know if you can see it, but although it's small differences, the Samsung really is what's better for me. So let's see. Thickness on the HP is 0.78 inches and the Samsung is 0.47. Not quite doubled in thickness, but the weight, it's almost 2 pounds difference. What, a pound and 3/4 difference? So to me, the Samsung wins because of the thin and light, because of, even though it's not a 4K screen, the graphics are right up there with the HP. This supposedly is a fingerprint magnet. Can you see any? They don't stand out. They really don't. And you know what happens to this HP. What in the heck is that? Can you all see that? Yeah, so. Although the HP does seem like it's a great workhorse because of the better processor, because of the really nice screen, the screen is really nice. The resolution. It's got the better processor, it's got the better resolution, it's got the better battery. It's got better speakers, although I don't know why it just didn't sound that impressive just now. Maybe it's the song I chose, maybe it's the video I chose or whatever. Even with all of those things that are better here, this is just, the Samsung still wins for me. The HP is a great machine. I've had it for about a month now, but it is going back to Best Buy. It's going back. Again, only bought it to, oh, I know what I needed to show you. And this is, again, what makes my videos too long. I forgot. Okay, the other thing about this HP are the keys. unplug this now. Just trying to give it a little juice. Do the keys on this one are just very, not clicky. I don't want to call it clicky. They're just soft. They're soft and spongy. Soft and spongy. I really don't care for the keys on them. Some people might like the fact that you get more key travel on them. They go deeper than, say, the Samsung. This has a more shallow. That's what I was trying to show you before, that when you close the Samsung, it goes off, and as soon as you open it, it comes on. You don't have to press the power button, and I like that about it. But with the Samsung, the keys, they're a little bit quieter, and there's not as much travel, so they don't go as deep. I like that about the Samsung. So that's just a personal preference there. Let's get this part done. I wanted to show you the difference in the pens and how they write. Okay, here we go. Please don't pay attention to my appliances that are back there in that corner. That's not what we're here for. So Samsung magnetically sticks to the hood. That's where you're supposed to store it at, but I don't think it's a great place. I think it could too easily get knocked off of there. Hello, Samsung, you didn't come back alive. There we go. HP, I think it's this side. Yeah. It sticks magnetically to the side. Right there. It's got a pretty strong magnet. Sticks right there. The magnet on this Samsung is pretty strong as well, but I just really don't like that spot. I don't think it's as safe. I think it sticks magnetically here as well, but that's going to be in your way if you're typing. Let me see. What's the one spot here where it's stuck or something? I don't know. Can't find it now. It's stuck somewhere, but it's just odd. There's just nowhere to store it with the Samsung. Okay, let's go HP. There we go. Where did it go? Okay, here's the whiteboard. So, with the HP, it's a thicker pen than the Samsung. Samsung is more actual pen, pencil-like. This is a bit thicker. It's a bit lighter. The Samsung's a bit lighter. I don't really hate this or anything like that. I'm not bothered by it, but the way it feels, when I'm writing, I don't really care for, because it feels like you're writing on glass, because you're writing on slippery glass. Can't even spell. It's just slippery. It's got a big nib. It came with extra nibs, so if you lose one or whatever, you can put another. It charges there. This is where the HP charges, with the USB charger. I haven't had to charge it yet. Samsung, it must have a battery in it. I don't know where. Never opened it up, but you don't have to charge it. There's no charging port or spot on the Samsung. There's that little magnetic spot. There we go. There's that spot where it won't fall off, but that's in your way if you're typing. I don't know if y'all can see that. No, I don't think you can see it. Let's back up. You see where it's at? Right there. Yeah. So, very slippery here, but the pen still feels good in hand. I think one of these buttons, the lower button, And you can do this, and if you swipe wider, it makes a wider erase. So you can erase like that. But it's down very low. I think it's very responsive. It did skip a little bit, and there's a little bit of wobble, just a little bit, but the hinge on this is much stiffer, which makes it easier to write on the HP than it does on the Samsung. When you're writing on Samsung, it wants to push back some. It has wobble, but it's not as strong a hinge. But let's see, I don't know if I can. I would prefer erasing though, instead of using the little button here on the HP. I would prefer just clicking on the eraser and using that. And then you don't have to hold that button down. You can just erase like that. Now with Samsung has a more rubbery tip. So it kind of grips the screen. And then you can, I almost feel like I can write better with that, although that's not very good writing. But you see here, I feel the need to hold on to the screen to keep it from moving and bouncing. But it's good, it doesn't do the skipping. So I'm gonna try this one again with HP, because it didn't really skip on me when I was trying it before. And yeah, see, it doesn't really skip, so it writes well. Pressure sensitive, the more you press down, the wider, the thicker, the bolder the line. Same thing with Samsung, you'll get a thick, bold line if you press down hard. But I like pressing with this Samsung pen better. It's got a smaller tip. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's focusing. It does have a smaller tip on the Samsung, but it is rubbery, so you get a better grip for writing. Okay, so battery life. They say like 13 and 17 hours batteries, something crazy like that, but I think that would be based on what you use it for. If you're doing some heavy labor-intensive stuff, the battery is going to last you less time than somebody who's just, you know, watching a YouTube video or rendering videos, rendering, you know, videos that you've recorded or something like that. If you're doing something more labor intensive, the battery's going to go down faster. But if you're not doing much on it, the battery's going to last longer. Now, I brought both of them to work. I didn't use them all day. I had no problem getting through the time that I needed to use them. I maybe only used both of them for about 3 or 4 hours. I think longer with this one. I think I used this one longer, about 4 hours with this one. And just using it on and off of my work computer and going back to this, my work computer and going back to this, but constantly on throughout the day. And the battery was down to half after my work day. So I'm certain that either of them could get you through a work day, maybe, depending on what you're doing, 6, 8, maybe even 10 hours, but I definitely don't think 17. So let's get back on camera here. Okay, everyone, so that is basically all that I can think of that I had to talk about. I tried to jot down some notes here so I could remember to talk about everything. If there's any questions that you have to ask, again, I'm not an expert. This is just my own opinion. A laptop enthusiast, not an expert. Again, thanks for watching. It's the Samsung for me. Until next time, bye.